I don't know that there was a single thing that I was struggling with. It was sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So I was looking to, when I engaged with Karen to do the coaching sessions, was really looking for kind of analyzing my skill set, determining where it needs work. And we talked through that and identified a couple of key points that we wanted to focus in on, and we worked towards those. One of the things we discovered is in my role as a executive manager and managing large teams of people, I can do a better job of listening and in enabling the people on the team to make decisions and collaborate in that decision making with me. I think much of it had to do with the way she engaged with me. And I quickly became aware that she was a very good listener. And in our conversations, she was very good about asking questions, not making statements or making suggestions. She allowed me to come to my own realization of what needed to be done, what tweaks I needed to make in my communication when I was interacting with team members and so forth. But she kind of led by example. And I learned from her as she was probing me with questions. She was getting, I could see what she was doing. She was getting me to the end result and allowed me to realize for myself what needed to be worked on, what tweaks I needed to make within my communication skills when interacting with the team. It was different. I think I was doing some of that in the past, but not consistently. And so I look back at one of those initial interactions after we got through some of the coaching steps and I was trying to improve upon it, where I was giving less direction in meetings and really asking more questions like Karen did with me. And it took a while for, I think in that initial interaction with the larger team, I think there's 10, 15 people in the room, where there was a quick pause. And then it took a while for the group to warm up. But once they did, it was kind of empowering to them. And, I kind of forced myself to make the team make the decisions coming out of that meeting for the things that were being discussed. And I just played a lesser role. And it worked out perfectly fine. In some cases, it might work better in meetings like that because it is more collaborative. There's more people getting involved with the decision making. There's more people debating. And it just became for a more interactive group. Well, one, I would say do it. Do the coaching. It had great impact for me. I think, again, I'd go back to the comment about you don't know what you don't know. And that, whether that be how your communication skills, your time management skills, you don't always identify your weakness or all of the weaknesses that you have that can be worked on and strengthened. And so that's what I got out of the coaching sessions, was identifying some things that maybe I wasn't as clear on, and then going off and developing the plan to work on that and strengthen those areas. It's like a golf swing. Sometimes you got to watch video to understand, or have a coach explain to you the things you should be working on, because you don't always see those for yourself. You're not on the camera all the time in team meetings and so forth. So just identifying those weaknesses so that you're working on the right things. I think another key point, when I went with exponential results, the bank it was a menu. You could choose between the coaches. You get your ability to choose coaches, the type of personality you want to interact with. And to me, a coach, therapist, whatever you want to call it, is only as good as the relationship you can have and the trust you can eventually earn, which impacts the progress you make, I think. So there's the accountability, but there's also within her company the choice of picking somebody that's a good fit based on personality. I wanted to have somebody that didn't sugarcoat anything and we just get to the point, and Karen does that. Once you give her the permission to do that, how do I want to put this? She'll hold you accountable, and there's no beating around the bush. She'll just call you out on it. And that's, for my personality, that worked very well. But I think being able to choose that type of person, the personality, and then being held accountable for working on things between coaching sessions and just on an ongoing basis, I think that had a pretty big impact on me and the progress I made.